More solid batting from Warwickshire, led by 100 for Laurie Evans, has given them a better than average chance of saving their LV County Championship match with Sussex in Edgbaston. The home team were in big trouble as the penultimate morning of this game began, with them on 62 for 3, a massive 539 runs behind their opponents. But the Bears have shown over the last few years that they are a team with an awful lot of fight in their belly, and that was shown off throughout this day. The fight back began with Jonathan Trott, a man made for such a job, and Chris Wright, a night watchman who has shown plenty of times before in his career that he knows one end of a bat from the other. Try to save a game before you even go out to bat for a first time in a match, and the thing to do, so they say, is to bat in stages. These two saw out the first hour with the odd scary moment to give them some confidence. Trott has yet to make a really substantial contribution since retiring from international cricket, but he had time to bat and bat and bat here. He did a fine job, reaching a 50 off 134 balls, from which he'd found the boundary just 3 times. He wouldn't have given one jot about that. Sussex would have hoped for a lot better than the wicketless morning they had. Wright heading to lunch with 46 runs to his name, while Trott had made 68 by the time the break arrived. Warwickshire moving their score along to 162 for 3. Their target to save this match really, to reach 452 to avoid the follow-on. Straight after the break, Wright struck this 4, his 6th, to record the 9th half-century of his career, this one coming off 107 balls. His partnership with Trott was now up to 114, 38 overs used up in making those runs. The interval, though, didn't do Trott any favours. To the 6th ball he faced in the afternoon, he was bowled by Matt Hobden, and the relief on the Sussex fielders' faces was there for everyone to see. However, one didn't bring another, not straight away in any case. Wright kept on going, taking his innings into its 4th hour, while Evans was soon putting back to ball, these two seeing out another 15 overs in adding 37 runs for the 5th wicket. After surviving for 152 balls, Wright was finally dismissed for 65 when he drilled a delivery from Ashar Zaidi back to the bowler, who held on well. The problem with this pitch, as it's turned out, is that even when batsmen first come to the crease, they don't have too many problems. With the hot sun continuing to burn down on it, it began to resemble one of those painfully flat ones on the Indian subcontinent, and Tim Ambrose was the latest to take advantage of that. The second new ball made no difference at all, still offering the bowler pretty much nothing. This was all very good news for Evans, who was to become the 8th batsman out of 11 out thus far in this match to secure a 50. That arrived off his 107th delivery, from which he thus far struck 8 fours, a rather risky single taking Evans there. This pitch could not have been any further away than the one which produced a thriller between these two teams in Hove just over a month ago. So the runs kept on coming throughout the rest of this day, one in which only 2 wickets were forthcoming, one of those being a night watchman. Whatever Sussex tried, not much worked for them, and by the end of a very tough day in the field in unusually hot conditions, their bowlers must have been pretty tired as the day drew to its conclusion. You can imagine the Warwickshire attack sitting with their feet up in the shade of the dressing room after taking only 6 wickets in 164 overs, smiling at what they were now witnessing. Before the end of an exhausting day, we had yet another man at a 50 in the form of Ambrose, who was raising his bat after facing 86 deliveries. The former Sussex man had struck 8 fours in that to make sure that he didn't miss out on this batsman's paradise. Evans certainly didn't do that. His 12th 4 had him up to 97. And later in the same Peter Burgoyne over, he found the rope again to get to 3 figures for the 5th time in his first-class career, and for the first time since August 2013. It had come off 197 balls. Evans had become the 5th man in this match to make a century. By the end of the day, he and Ambrose had added 160 runs for the 6th wicket, and avoiding the follow-on now looks very possible. The target to do that is only 85 runs away now, and once that is done, this game is likely to peter out on the last day. Warwickshire will go again on 367 for 5, 234 runs behind, with Evans on 103 and Ambrose on 65.